it is addictive. I mean, I could probably eat 3 bowls of this stuff if left unchecked. Like, I gotta control myself with this one, let me tell you. Hey guys, it's me Blanche and welcome to Feast in the Middle East, and today we are going to explore food and fitness through the eyes of famous footballer Mo Salah.
Down low, up top, on my way to the bag at the bus stop. Some blow, some flop. I ain't get my shot yet, but I'm gon' pop. Don't stop, keep going. I got this mantra in my head.
This video is in response to you viewers, especially Sarah Edham, who recommended I do an episode on this very amazing athlete as well as an Egyptian favorite food called Cushary. Now, a lot of you might not know who Mo Salah is, and that's okay. If you're here just for the food only, just skip over to this time code at the bottom of the screen and I will teach you how to make Cushary. But if you want to learn a little bit more about this dynamic player and how he got those 6-pack abs, then I will show you one of his favorite fitness routines. Just tell you a little more about Mo Salah. He is an Egyptian professional footballer who plays as a forward for the Premier League club Liverpool and the Egypt national team. He's considered one of the best players in the world, breaking numerous records. He has over 40 million fans on Instagram, and his fans even have a special song for him whenever he plays. Aside from his incredible athleticism, what makes Mo special is his philanthropy, and he definitely cares about those less fortunate. He's a major philanthropist and single-handedly financed the building of a school and hospital in his hometown in Egypt, where 65% of people live in poverty. He's also helped more than 450 families by giving them monthly allowances and has made many children's dreams come true through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. There's also a famous story about Mo Salah. One time when he was in Egypt, his family got robbed and his dad was going to press charges in court because they caught the thief. And Mo told his dad to drop the charges. Instead, he gave the thief money and wanted to help him find a job. Now, it doesn't get more pure-hearted than this guy. So one thing I was curious about is, how does Mo get those killer abs and what are his favorite foods? My Egyptian friend Mahmoud gave me the lowdown, and he said his favorite breakfast is pastrami and eggs. And apparently that is a very popular breakfast dish throughout Egypt. This is Mo's favorite breakfast, and I had it earlier today, and I can tell you it is quite delicious. I love the peppery flavor of the pastrami with the eggs, and it definitely kept me full for a very long time. Now that the food has digested, I'm going to share with you one of his typical workouts to get those 6-pack abs. The cool thing is you don't need much equipment. It would be ideal if you had a weight and a ball, but if you don't, it's all good. Instead of a weight, use like a liter bottle of water, and instead of a ball, you could lean against a coffee table. Ideally, you'll do each exercise 10 to 12 times and then repeat this circuit about 3 times. So let's get started, guys. Most fitness professionals know that you can't get those 6-pack abs by just doing spot-reducing ab exercises alone. You have to incorporate cardio. And of course, Mo does a ton of cardio playing soccer. I mean, literally, he burns about 500 calories per hour playing soccer. But if you don't like soccer, it's all good. Just get in some kind of cardio fitness activity that'll work within your schedule. For me, that'll be running. Running is very similar to soccer, and frankly, I suck at soccer. So running for me is much easier. All right, my abs are on fire from the ab workout, so I'm gonna finish it off with a series of sprints, because soccer is basically like a bunch of sprinting, which burns a lot more calories than steady state cardio, and you could do it in far less time. So I'm gonna do about 10 sprints over here, and then I can't wait to go home and share with you the Cushary recipe. I'm already building up a serious hunger. Okay, so I'm washed up, I'm ready back home, and I can't wait to make some Cushary, which is the national dish and ultimate comfort food of Egypt. So get this, when Mo Salah returns to Egypt to visit his family, he has them secure him a bowl so that the second he gets into the car from the airport, he could dive right in to his favorite bowl of Kushary. His coach said he could basically eat whatever he wants, but Mo prefers to eat home-cooked Egyptian food just like this. So some of you might wonder, what is Kushary? Kushary is literally served in every Egyptian restaurant, in every Egyptian street corner, and in every Egyptian home. So this dish was created in the 19th century and borrows a lot from other regions like Italy and India. So you get the pasta and tomato sauce, which is from Italy actually, and then you have the lentil and rice portion, which is borrowed from a dish called khichdi, which is famous in India. It's really an unusual combo that will send carb lovers into a frenzy. And get this, in Egypt you could get this dish for only $1. That's why it's a favorite for the rich and the poor and everyone in between. So Kushary mixes lentils, macaroni noodles, and rice into a single dish, and then it's topped with a spicy tomato sauce that uses special Middle Eastern spices like cumin. Now the idea sounds super strange until you taste it. Everyone says the combination of tastes and textures is downright addictive. All right, guys, are you ready to carb load like an Egyptian? I certainly am. So let's get started with the ingredients. They're all super easy to find in your supermarket or pantry. First, we're going to caramelize onions. I've got 3 onions, 1 for the tomato sauce and 2 for the caramelization, which I'm going to saute in some olive oil. I like Harvest Peace. If you guys want a discount code, I've got one for you in the description box. Now, what makes a tomato sauce very unique to Egyptians is the addition of vinegar. I've got rice vinegar. You could use white wine vinegar, maybe even apple cider vinegar, but this is what gives the sauce a kind of tang, along with some red pepper flakes. So red pepper flakes will give it a little spicy kick. Use as much or as little as you want. And then some tomato paste. Some tomato paste will add some richness to the tomato sauce. Now for the fun stuff, the starches, so many starches. It's easy, 1 cup of everything. 1 cup of macaroni, the traditional way is elbow macaroni, and sometimes they also add vermicelli, but I thought to leave it out this time. 1 cup of lentils, just standard lentils. I like to use organic. Pick them over, make sure you take out any stones that might be in there. 1 cup of rice. Just at basmati rice, any kind of rice will do really for that, but you want to make sure that you soak it and rinse it prior to using. About 1 cup of garbanzo beans, which you'll need to warm up. And then for the spices, very simple: salt, pepper, cumin, and coriander. And not to forget, most important of all, is garlic. Garlic is going to season the tomato sauce, and it's also going to be added to a vinegar oil sauce that you add at the very end as a condiment. So join me on this culinary trip to Egypt and let's make some Kushary.
First, boil the pasta in water for 8 minutes, and while that's going on, I'm going to soak the lentils in some water to soften them up. Now I'm going to slice 2 of the onions to caramelize them, and then the 3rd onion I'm going to finely chop so that I can incorporate it into the tomato sauce. After 8 minutes, the pasta is fully cooked. Just drain it and set it aside. Next, I'm going to mince about 8 cloves of garlic. Half of it will be used for the tomato sauce. The other half will be used for the kamuniya, or the garlic, cumin, and vinegar sauce that you drizzle over the kushari as a condiment. Now I'm going to soak 1 cup of rice in water for about half an hour. This will help the rice cook faster, as well as remove phytic acid, which is better for digestion. Now time to caramelize the onions. I'm going to put about 1/4 cup of olive oil here in the skillet, heat it up, add the 2 onions, and just stir it for about 15 minutes until the onions turn a beautiful brownish caramelized color. Don't forget to season the onions with some salt to taste. Now we're getting the caramelization I was talking about. Just set it aside on a paper towel to absorb any excess oil. Now we're going to parboil the lentils to ensure they're tender. Just add about 2 to 3 cups of water, toss in the 1 cup of lentils, and then cook over low heat for about 15 minutes or until the lentils are slightly tender. Then drain the lentils and then add them to a big saucepan along with that pre-soaked rice. To season, add some pepper to taste, about a teaspoon of salt, and then a half a teaspoon of coriander. I'm also going to add a tablespoon of olive oil and combine. I'm going to saute the rice and lentil mixture for about 3 minutes to bring out the spices. Next, I'm going to add 2.5 cups of boiling hot water to the mixture, bring to a boil, then reduce to a simmer and cover and cook for another 20 minutes or until all of the liquid has been absorbed and the rice and lentils are cooked through. Now we're going to get our tomato sauce on. I have about 6 Roma tomatoes, which I sliced in half, and I'm just going to puree in the food processor. Next, I'm gonna heat a tablespoon of olive oil in a skillet, and I'm going to add that finely minced onion and cook it over medium-high heat until the onion becomes a little bit golden and translucent. Now I'm adding half of the minced garlic along with 1 teaspoon of coriander and just a dash of red pepper flakes. Now just stir it up until it's all incorporated. Then I'm going to add the pureed tomatoes and season with salt to taste. To give the tomato sauce more depth, I'm adding 1/4 cup of tomato paste. And to give the tomato sauce that unique Cushary flavor, I'm adding 3 tablespoons of white vinegar. Now you want to just simmer it for about a half an hour to let the flavors blend through and set aside. Now for that famous cumin sauce, I'm adding 4 tablespoons of olive oil to a saucepan and then 2 tablespoons of ground cumin. Then I'm going to use the other half of that garlic that I minced earlier and saute it in the oil for about 1 minute or until fragrant. After stirring for about 1 minute, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of white vinegar along with 2 tablespoons of water. And of course, you just want a little bit of salt to taste. Guess what? The rice and lentils are done. Now we can assemble our bowl of Koshary. First, I'm going to add the elbow macaroni over the rice and lentil mixture. As you can see, there's a bowl of garbanzo beans on the side. I heated them up in the skillet, and I'm going to add a few of those as well. But wait, there's more. We've got the caramelized onions, can't forget about those. And then we're gonna top it all off with that delicious tomato sauce with a little bit of red pepper kick, and then the cumin garlic sauce.
I mean, for real, how fun and creative are the Egyptian people to come up with a dish like this? I'm in awe. I'm totally in awe. I am so excited to try this. I've been wanting to try this dish for a very long time and been wanting to go to Egypt, and now with travel out of the question, I'm bringing Egypt into my own home. So here we go. Cheers to you, Mo. Whoever invented this dish is a genius. I mean, you've got the sweetness from the onions and the tomatoes, and then you've got the hearty, nutty, and earthy lentils and garbanzo beans. The pasta actually adds a lightness to this dish because, you know, the elbow macaroni is kind of hollow, so it gives you a different texture. And that garlic sauce on top with the cumin and the coriander and the garlic, it just brings it all together like a beautiful tapestry. It is addictive. I mean, I could probably eat 3 bowls of this stuff if left unchecked. Like, I gotta control myself with this one, let me tell you. So thank you to Mo for the inspiration. Thank you to Sarah for the suggestion. A lot of you guys don't think I listen to your suggestions. I do. I try to read all the comments. I can't respond to all of you, but I try to read all of them. And please hit like, because this will lift the video up in the algorithm and help me continue to do my work. What do you think of this concept of combining fitness and food? Is it something you're interested in or not? Let me know in the comments below. I mean, I could always stick to food and recipes, but sometimes I like to mix it up with fitness because somebody's got to burn down this food. If you haven't gotten my limited edition Feast in the Middle East cookbook, what are you guys waiting for? Go to feastinthemiddleeast.com. This is over 200 pages of authentic Middle Eastern recipes that have been passed down to me from generations, along with some fun fusion ones of my own as well. And thank you for those that have been leaving excellent reviews for me. It means the world. I mean, I read each one. Some of them have left me in emotional tears because they're so sweet. I hope you guys try the Cushary, and if you do, send me photos and tag me, and I'd love to share it with my community. I like to reshare them as Instagram stories or on my Facebook weekly roundup of your photos. The second I can travel again, I need to figure out a way to get to Egypt ASAP.